Well, hello everybody. It's Steve Melody, pastor at Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to another edition of Faith-Filled Friday. Today I come to you, of course, from the campus of Christ Presbyterian Church here in Tucson, a campus that's being transformed from a place of worship and learning into a place of service and chaos, to be honest. We're headed into the season of our annual flea market. That happens on March 14, 15, 16. And look at the Sunday school classrooms are being transformed. The grass quad is transformed. The multi-purpose room gym is transformed. And it's really, I come to share that with you, thinking about, oh my goodness. Remember when Jesus turned over the tables at the temple? We've learned a lot since then. We've learned a lot about what the church is about and what the church can do. And one of the things I appreciate about this congregation, just one of them, is how generous the people are with all that they have. Their time, their talents, their prayers, their financial resources, their stuff that they no longer need, because the flea market, the monies raised go for good things to help people. When Jesus turned over the tables, he was angry because the money changers back then, who were changing the Roman coin into something that the people could take into worship and offer, because in worship you could not offer something that had Caesar's face on it. That was blasphemous. You could not offer that to God. You had to offer things of God to God. And so the money exchangers would exchange their Roman money for things that they could offer in worship to give God thanks. And the money changers, they charged interest that was so high. Lots of people could not make their exchanges. They couldn't do things that they wanted to do for worship. They couldn't afford to buy the doves or the pigeons or all those things that they used for sacrifice and things in worship. We've learned a lot. Sometimes people say, what would Jesus say about all these tables out here? I would say today, he'd say, you've learned a lot. Because it's not about our gain. It's about gaining for those who are in need. We've learned from Jesus how God wants us to be. And that's really important, folks. We've all got to learn from Jesus on how life needs to be. I want to come out because I hear the planes coming over. This is the weekend of the Heritage flights in Tucson. It's been so spectacular. I was hoping they'd come over during my talk. Well, people wonder, are we doing the right thing in doing this gigantic flea market? And I would say absolutely. The monies raised through the flea market go out in mission into this community and throughout the world to help people grow in their relationship with God, to give them what they need. It's just amazing what we've been able to do. And I think if the world knew more about what the church did, really did, in the name of God through Jesus Christ, maybe the world would have a better understanding of the church, and maybe the world would be more involved in it. Because sometimes I think the church has a bad name. Not just our church, but the church in general. Because in so many ways the church has taken advantage of people, just like they did back in the temple time of Jesus. We're learning. We're trying to get it right. And I thank you for being a part of that learning process. And it is a journey. And I hope that we'll continue that journey. Always. Continue to join us, Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona, whether in person or online. I really got to tell you, this is a faithful group of people trying to get it right, trying to get it faithful, trying to reflect God's love through the ways we live. And it's worth being a part of this group of people. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for taking another look at what the church can do in the community and how the church can make a positive difference in the community, in people's lives, all in the name of God through Jesus the Christ. Grace and peace to you this day. Steve Meldy from Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona. Take care, everybody.